Single people and financial planning. That's what we're talking about today with Elaine Beadle from Beadle Financial. She comes in every week here on the news. Elaine, great to see you again.
Thank you.
So what are the most important considerations for single people when they're looking at their financial planning?
Well, it's just like anybody else. They have to look at what their goals are and where they need to go and what their strategy needs to be to accomplish financial accumulation or whatever. But the thing about single individuals is that they really are dependent on themselves. Where if you're married and you have a spouse, there may be someone else who can kind of cushion when you lose income or those types of things. So when you look at being single, there are three things that we really say. If you lose your income, emergency fund is really important. You know, that's 3 to 6 months of living expenses set aside, giving you time to find a job. The second thing is disability insurance. And many times young people as 30-something think they don't really need to do that, but if they become disabled, and either through injury or illness, they're really not going to be able to have income from, again, a spouse or care from a spouse, so they're really on their own. And so sometimes disability insurance is more important than life insurance. And then the third thing is to look at long-term care. Now, not in the 30-something, but maybe a little bit older, when you're in their 50s and 60s and you're single, your long-term care is important again, because in a married couple situation, the healthy spouse many times is able to maintain the ill spouse at home and delay needing custodial care through a nursing home for many, many years. So it's important for the singles to think about that.
I want to pick up on something you said there. You said disability insurance may be more important than life insurance for a single person. Why is that the case?
Well, actually, when you think about it, life insurance is there to cover your dependents. So the first thing a single individual has to say is, who will be disadvantaged if my income isn't available to them? And if you're single without children, I mean, there probably isn't a lot of dependent needs there. But if you're married, obviously, living expenses, mortgage paid off, you know, education for children becomes important. So that's why we say life insurance a lot of times isn't necessary. Even if someone has a home mortgage, the house can be sold and the mortgage paid off if you're single.
Most of us have wills or trust. Is this also something that's important for single people to have as well?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously they accumulate assets, they need to know how to distribute those, so a will or a trust. But there's things called incapacity documents that are just as important, if not as more important, for single individuals, and that's a healthcare representative. So if you can't make your own healthcare decisions for whatever reason, who would you like to have them made for you? Where again, if you're married, your spouse or adult children may be there. A financial power of attorney who would take care of your financial matters if you can't. And then the last one is a living will. And the living will basically says, these are my desires if I'm terminally ill regarding life support systems. So again, it's important that a single individual who doesn't have, you know, a spouse or adult children around to step in those kind of cases, to really think about it and name the person that they'd like to have help.
Good advice from Elaine Beadle, and you can learn more about Beadle Financial on WTHR.com. Just be sure to go to our Hot Topics section.